Well, I think alcohol awareness across the whole of the European Union is of itself important because Europe apparently consumes more alcohol than any other region of the world. This has, firstly, health effects on the individual, so it ruins individual lives. It destroys families because of the social damage that alcohol does. And it damages the European economy because it's very clear that workplace absenteeism, that performance at work is affected by people's alcohol consumption. As a Scot, I'm afraid to say that we have a particular problem. Scotland has a serious problem with alcohol, and it's a growing problem. We recognise that we are not alone, that European-wide action is needed, but it is a specific problem in terms of public health in Scotland itself. I think that there's many things, but the EU already has something called an alcohol strategy, which I may be wrong, and it may just be that it's not hitting me, but it doesn't seem to be actually doing very much at the moment. So we need to revamp the European alcohol strategy, making sure that we learn from each of the 27 member states, share best practice at the European level, discuss what is safe drinking levels, what safe drinking messages work across the different member states. And we all have cultural differences, but nevertheless there will be some common themes that will work across the whole of the European Union. And specifically in Scotland, we are piloting something called a minimal alcohol pricing to see if stopping the sale of cheap drinks, happy hours, low-cost booze in grocer shops and so on, if you put a floor on the price of alcohol, whether that reduces consumption. We're piloting it. If it works, it would be interesting to see if that could be rolled out across the whole of the European Union. One of the things we should end is this distinction between food and alcohol, particularly in relation to labelling. And I think alcohol should be labelled in terms of its calorie content. Because interestingly, I think that would have an impact on individuals. If they knew that they went out for a meal, they had a glass of wine, they maybe had a second glass, and they thought, well, that's already 300-400 calories. Maybe I should think, not because of the alcohol content, but because of the calorie content, maybe I shouldn't have that third or fourth glass. That itself would be a positive contribution. And there is a link between alcohol, obesity, and ill health, and liver disease itself. So I think food calorie counting, alcohol counting calories would be a positive step forward. And I think we have to explain and amplify what we mean by responsible drinking and get the message across that there are safe limits, but they are limits. And if you continue to go beyond those safe limits, you're going to damage your health. You're potentially going to become addicted to the substance. You're going to have social problems, and you're going to be part of a wider problem for society in terms of cost of healthcare and in terms of what it does to employment and to social issues at the European level.